Going to question 11 now, let's always start with the prompt. Which choice describes data from the graph that supports the researcher's conclusion? So we need to know what is the researcher's conclusion, and let's start reading. To investigate potential cognitive benefits of taking leave from work, these psychologists conducted a 6-month study of university staff members who took no leaves from work during the study, took 2 to 4 days of leave, or took 1 to 5 weeks of leave. Tests of attentiveness were administered to participants 3 times during the study, at random for the no leave staff, and for the rest, 1 week before their leave, 1 week following their return back to work, and 1 week after the second test administration. So every once in a while. After analyzing the results, the researchers concluded that the longer leave times might not confer a greater cognitive benefit than shorter leave times do. So what's being said there? If you go for a longer vacation, that may not create a bigger benefit compared to a shorter vacation. The idea might be that, let's say, I don't know, after the first 4 days of a vacation, the effects kind of wear off and it's not as valuable being on one in terms of the cognitive benefit that comes to the vacationer. So how does the data back this up or not back it up? We're seeing that the people who had a longer leave didn't always have the higher numbers of cognitive benefit. The people who took no leave at all, these guys, they had a reduction in cognitive benefit on the second test, and it went up a tiny bit more after that. But generally, these two levels were kind of really close together. And finally, the people who took a shorter vacation, they were tested all 3 times, and right after their vacation, they had sort of improved a lot. So in other words, a short vacation helped them a lot. And it kind of declined after vacation, which I think always happens, sort of a couple weeks after your vacation, you've already forgotten about it a little bit. But what's important is that in the latest test, the people who took the short vacation were still getting the highest benefit out of everyone. So this is kind of proving that short vacations are better than long vacations. So let's go ahead and look at the answers. A, in the second test administration, participants who took the short vacation, 2 to 4 days of leave, had higher average attentiveness than those who took no leave. That's definitely true because this bar is higher than this bar. But in the third test administration, those who took no leave had a higher average scores than those who took 1 to 5 weeks of leave. That's not true because these are the people who took no leave and they didn't have the highest score there. So that's just wrong. The last part of that is kind of factually wrong according to the text. This part right here. So looking at answer choice B now, in the first administration, participants who took the shorter vacation had lower average attentiveness than did those who took 1 to 5 weeks of leave and those who took no weeks of leave. Well, the first test administration is not going to do much because that one was done before the supposed vacation. So we're not going to really know the effects of vacation if we're only taking tests that happened before the vacation. So B is out. C, in both the second and third test administrations, participants who took 2 to 4 days of leave had higher average attentiveness scores than did participants who took 1 to 5 weeks of leave. That is definitely true. Let's get rid of all this stuff here. But we're seeing in both the second and the third administrations, the ones who took the shorter leave had higher attentiveness levels than people who took longer leaves. So that's pretty good. And D, in the second and third test administrations, participants who took 2 to 4 days of leave had higher average attentiveness scores than those who took no leave. Well, that is actually true because that column is higher than, let's say, this blue one here both times. But that doesn't go with the point of what was being said. The point of the paragraph was that they're actually seeing a benefit to a shorter vacation over a longer vacation. So there would be no point comparing the shorter vacation to no vacation at all. So it's not lined up with the point that was being made. So the answer for 11 is going to be C.